Hi everyone, welcome back to another gameplay of BTT6. Let's continue with the towers tutorials. Primary monkeys, right now bomb shooter. So having deactivated monkey knowledge, I'm gonna quickly go to sandbox medium, monkey middle, and I'm gonna explain to you this tower and give you hopefully the best tips that I can. Now quickly reading the description of this tower says launches a powerful bomb at the balloons, slow fire rate, so slow attack speed, but affects a radius around the explosion. And this is the very first tower that is completely different from like most of the towers, because the bomb creates an explosion that makes the bomb able to pop lead balloons right off. So a lead popping power, you unlock it just by placing the bomb. As you can see from here, boom, popping the lead layer. But the unfortunate thing about bombs is that explosions and black balloons are immune to explosions. So you can see the bomb there attacking black balloons and not popping them. So there is a good side and a bad side. The good side is that you have lead popping power, but the bad side is that you can't pop black balloons. The attack speed is slower, but the bombs are their piercing is considered not as a straight line piercing, but as a radius of the explosion. So I'm gonna just show you this now. If I place 18, the base piercing, so the maximum piercing of the bomb is 18. Now if I space red balloons by 1 and I spawn 18 of them, you can see that 2 bombs are required to be able to pop the 18 red balloons. Now if I space them 0, so I make them all on top of the other one, you can see that just 1 bomb is enough to pop them. And that's exactly because of how piercing for the bombs work. So their piercing is going to be measured by the explosion radius and not by the straight line shooting or stuff like that. So just remember how this works. Now then, the second special thing is camo detection. Now unfortunately there isn't a single upgrade that is gonna grant the bomb camo detection. Not even the 5th upgrades are gonna grant camo detection for the bomb. So you're gonna 100% need a village to be able to attack camos. But there is also another thing that can pop camo balloons. That is the 5th upgrade in the bottom tree. So this upgrade will not make the bomb directly attack and pop camo balloons. So for example here, if I spawn yellow balloons, you can see that this yellow balloon is not being targeted directly by the bomb. But when this camo balloon leaks, the bomb storm, that is what procs when a life is lost and you have this upgrade, is going to destroy all the balloons in the screen below what's oh my god. So that also works for camos. Now this bomb storm has a cooldown, so after it procs you need to, I don't know exactly how much time you need to wait, but it does not proc every time that you lose a life. Like after it procs, there is a time lapse that needs to pass and then it can proc again. And with this bomb storm you can pop also DDTs, because look now, if I spawn a pink, alright, and then I spawn a bunch of other camos like yellows here, when the pink is gonna leak and I'm gonna lose the lives of that pink, the bomb storm is gonna pop all the rest of the balloons, so all the camos. So the only life that you lose is of the very first balloon that leaks, but then the bomb storm procs and you're gonna destroy every balloon in the screen below what's oh my god. And so that also works for DDTs. So for example here, if I spawn a DDT and then I spawn another one, I'm gonna lose the lives of the first DDT, but then I'm gonna proc the bomb storm and I'm gonna pop the second DDT. Right, so that's how it works. So that's the only way that somehow you can pop camo balloons, but as I said, directly the bomb, there isn't a single upgrade that is gonna make the bomb able to attack camos. Yeah, those were the things. Now, quickly covering the three trees. The top three is gonna mainly focus on the piercing and on making the bomb's explosions larger. So larger burst area, 2 layers of damage, larger area. With the fourth upgrade, you also stun the Bloons. And the other thing that must be noticed is the fact that with this fourth upgrade, you can pop also black Bloons. So you can see the third upgrade here, pretty big explosions, but black Bloons are still immune to the explosions. Now, if I get the fourth upgrade, I'm gonna stun the Bloons now, but also I'm gonna pop the black layer. See? So with this upgrade, you can actually start popping black Bloons by default. So not only stun, but also black Bloon popping power. And then with the fifth upgrade, you gain even more damage and you can stun also mob class Bloons. This upgrade is very efficient and very effective, especially in the late stages of the game. And yeah, so that's the top three. Then the middle tree is gonna increase the attack speed earlier on, a little bit the range with the second upgrade. Then with the third upgrade, you're gonna gain extra damage to mob class Bloons. Now in BTD 5, this upgrade, so the mob mortar upgrade, dealt also 10 times more damage to ceramics, but in BTD 6, unfortunately, this does not happen. So the bomb deals normal damage to ceramics, it deals only more damage, so 10 times more damage to mob class Bloons. So that's unfortunate, but that's how they have changed BTD 6. Alright. Then with the fourth and fifth upgrade, you're gonna gain the activity ability as always with the middle path. And the activity abilities are gonna simply make you fly like a missile that is gonna do even more damage to mob class Bloons. That's how it works. It's pretty easy. So the missile, the activity ability has infinite range, so you can see me spawning a BFB and I can use it, and it's gonna just fly out and it's gonna pop. Oh no, wait, there are 18 BFBs, though I just want one. So one BFB. The cooldown is pretty long, but the range is infinite, so even if the mob class Bloons, in this case the BFB, was out of range, the activity ability will hit it anyway. And the only thing that changes is the fact that with the fifth upgrade, is the fact that the activity ability deals more damage, even more damage, and the cooldown is much shorter. So if I spawn again BFB, I use it, I'll deal more damage to the BD, I'll do more damage normally to mob class Bloons, and then the ability cooldown is shorter. So that's what it changes. And also with this upgrade, you can pop black Bloons as well. So with the fourth upgrade, you can't pop black Bloons, as you can see from here. Instead, with the fifth upgrade, you can. The bottom path instead is going to increase the range. Then you unlock something that can help you to pop black Bloons. So it's gonna make you pop more Bloons, also black Bloons. But this is not really reliable, and I'm gonna just show you why. So if I place a bomb here, 002, so with frag bombs, and I spawn just one black Bloon, you can see that the frags are gonna fly out from where the explosion occurred. So from the inside out, the 8 shards. So if there is just one black Bloon, because of the fact that the shards are flying outwards, the black Bloon is still immune to the explosion, and so is unpoppable. Instead, if I spawn here 2 black Bloons, the attack on the first black Bloon is gonna make shards fly out and pop the black Bloon that was behind. But still, if you cannot proc luckily some shards to pop the other black Bloon, then you're gonna have them leaking. So yeah, it's something that can make you pop black Bloons, but it's not really that reliable, and personally I just prefer having other means to pop black balloons. Then with the third upgrade, the frags becomes bombs, secondary bombs. Then with Cursor Cluster, every 2 shots, the cluster bombs is gonna explode into more bombs for even more destruction, so larger area of damage, piercing, so on. And then the bomb blitz, the cluster bombs are gonna occur every shot. And as I explained earlier, when you lose a life, bomb storm is gonna destroy every balloon in the screen below oh my god. So the bomb blitz as well. So the 5th upgrade make you able to pop black balloons. So up to the 4th upgrade, you cannot pop black balloons. Instead, with the 5th upgrade, you can. So that's the 5th upgrade power. Normally, most of the weaknesses are won with the 5th upgrades. So now, talking instead about the cost and efficiency. So I think the very first one, the first thing that can be noticed is the fact that the mob motor 3rd upgrade in the middle tree, pretty cheap and very effective because it's going to do 10 times more damage to mob class balloons. So if you need something to be able to take down mob layers fast, you can spam a lot of mob motors and you have exactly what you want, because this is a very specialized upgrade. It's gonna do more damage to mob class balloons. It's gonna struggle a lot against ceramics, for example, but against mob class balloons is pretty efficient. So this is the most cost-effective upgrade, I think, of all, just because of the fact that you can get it pretty fast, not very expensive, and you have already 10 times more damage to the mob layer. So very nice. And then I think the 4th upgrade in the first tree and the 4th upgrade in the bottom tree are quite efficient. Their cost is gonna be quite similar, just a little bit more expensive the first tree than the second tree, than the third tree. But depending on the situations, you may go with the stun that can also make you pop black balloons, remember, or you can go with the recursive cluster that's gonna make is gonna do more damage in a wider area. So you have seen me using a ton of times both of them, depending, again, as I said, on the situations. A lot of times I have used them together, because in that way I can stun the balloons with the first bomb, and so I can attack them more times with the other bomb, and I can just pop them all. So yeah, these two upgrades are equally good, I think, in terms of cost and efficiency. When you're going with the recursive cluster, it's always better to go with a 204 upgrade, so unlocking more piercing, larger popping power, and 2 layers of damage. And instead, when you go with the balloon impact, instead going with faster attack speed, so in that way the bomb attacks faster and you can stun more frequently. It's pretty simple logic. Yeah, that's the second thing. Then talking about the 5th upgrades, all of them of course are gonna be more expensive, but the middle 5th upgrade, so the 5th upgrade on the middle tree, is gonna be quite cheap. 25k is not that expensive for a 5th upgrade, and you gain a lot of base damage to the mob class balloons. You gain even more damage with the ability, and the cooldown is much shorter. So those are one of the upgrades that you can use if you have like a specific strategy and you need to take down a lot of mob class balloons. So for example, imagine round 98, imagine you're having a lot of other towers around. You can use here the ability to like pop the Oh My Gods 1-1, and you can see that the cooldown is pretty short. I don't have monkey knowledge, I don't have anything else. I'm just using here a bomb, and you can use it multiple times. The cooldown is very short, and in that way you can help in popping the mob class balloons much faster. You can see that each one of the mob monsters attacks is popping 1 Oh My God. So here I don't care about the rest of the balloons, of course, but each one of the abilities is popping 1 Oh My God at the time. So very efficient. Normally 250 I think is even more efficient, because in that way the activity ability I think does the same damage, but the basic attack being able to do double damage and also larger popping power is just better. And also this is one of the good upgrades, as explained in another video, that can help you to pop the BAD. So because the fact that the BAD is quite slow and you can use the ability multiple times with a short cooldown, you can see like the amount of damage that I'm doing to this BAD each time is like 5k with each activated ability. And around 100, and I'm already popping the BAD layer alone with just one tower. And this is the power of the 5th upgrade in the middle path. Unfortunately, I don't know if I said it earlier, but even if you have the ability up, if you don't have camo detection, even if you click on the ability, you can't pop DDTs. So that's the only unfortunate thing. To be able to proc the ability and the target DDTs, you need camo detection. See now? So that's the only like negative part of it. So very cheap. So it can be useful depending, as I said, on the situations. But I think the most useful of all is the Bloon Crush. Yes, it's very expensive, 55k, but you gain more damage, and you gain especially the ability to stun mob class Bloons. So you unlock two features at once. You unlock utility, because of the stun is always helpful to give more time for your other towers to finish off the Bloons. Plus the fact that the mob class Bloons cannot push through means that you always have more time to react in case there is an inconvenience, or in case you need to play something else. You always have more time because you're just holding the mobs class Bloons right there. Always going with faster attack speed. You can buff it even more, like for every other upgrade and every other tower, with an alchemist, with a village attack speed. You can go with a primary village as well. So definitely my number one. So my number one upgrade that I like the most is the Bloon Crush overall. I've used it also 3 or 4 times in my gameplays. The Bomb Blitz, yeah, it's good, but you need to be careful about which is the Bloon that is leaking, that is proccing the Bomb Storm. Because if the Bloon that is leaking is like a, I don't know, a red Bloon, and you're playing on chimps, well, actually on chimps this is useless, because the fact that in chimps you just have 1 life, so even if a red Bloon leaks, you're gonna lose right off. So Bomb Blitz in chimps is 0% useful, but in Impoppable or in other like game modes, definitely can be useful. But of course, if a whole DDT is gonna leak, then you're gonna lose regardless of the amount of lives that you have. So you have to be careful about which is the Bloon leaking that's proccing the Bomb Storm. So definitely, yeah, not very good. I just prefer using the 204 upgrade. And yeah, that was my bombs guide, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and see ya. Bye bye.